Hibiki, a foodie girl, hits the gym to lose some weight, but the presence of macho men depresses her. However, the cutie trainer catches Hibiki's heart and she ends up signing in for the gym. The story of Hibiki begins as a high school girl who is fond of high-caloric food, but when her friend Ayaka mentions that she is gaining weight, Hibiki decides to go on a diet. For the next few days, Hibiki indulges herself in different exercise routines, but loses heart as she thinks that working out requires motivation that she can grab from a gym. The next day, Hibiki heads towards the Silverman Gym, which is offering a free trial to newcomers, celebrating their inauguration. In the gym, Hibiki meets with her school fellow, Akemi, a perfect student who won the hearts of everyone in the school, and also works as student council president, even though she is from a highly rich background. Both of them head inside the gym, where Hibiki feels overwhelmed by all the macho men while Akemi is mesmerized by the scene. While Hibiki joins the gym because of her Prince Charming, Mashio. The next day, after school, Hibiki visits the gym for her first day, where Akemi's behavior makes her think she is also in love with Mashio. Meanwhile, Mashio starts their training with bench press exercise, which helps train the chest, upper arms, and shoulder muscles. Hibiki gives it a try but hardly completes her goal with minimum weight, while Akemi finishes the exercise with double weight, which makes Hibiki feel down. However, Mashio's advice comforts Hibiki and she decides to push on. Yet an unseeing sight makes her realize that Mashio is also a macho man disguised under a cute trainer to attract girls, and Akemi is in fact in love with his muscles. The next day, at school, Hibiki feels sore all over her body, which makes her head towards the gym, where Mashio asks her to do squats. Thinking that squatting is an easy exercise, Hibiki executes the movements and ends up regretting it as she feels overwhelmed. Mashio also informs her that squats are a killer exercise and states that these are important if a macho person doesn't want to end up with chicken legs. After the exercises, Akemi and Hibiki walk back home, where Akemi becomes overly impressed by Hibiki's diet routine, stating that she will gain the muscle mass she desires much earlier than she thinks, even though Hibiki doesn't want to become macho. After spending a few days training in the gym, Hibiki decides to check her weight and realizes that instead of losing weight, she gained 1 kilogram more. Even though Hibiki grasps that her body is looking much better than before, she goes to Mashio for some advice. After hearing Hibiki's plight, Mashio informs her that she is gaining muscle mass instead of fat, and gaining some weight during the process is inevitable. Mashio also explains that some exercise regime follows a strict diet routine, which ends up making people fat when they leave their hectic routine, as it lowers their metabolism rate. Mashio further informs the girls that he is of the view that people should make exercise a part of their daily routine, claiming that it not only helps them stay healthy but can also make them macho, revealing their muscles. However, Hibiki and Akemi leave the premises to continue their exercise, and Akemi recommends using lat pull-down, stating that this exercise helps maintain the back muscles. Before exercising, Hibiki shows her worries, claiming that she doesn't want to look like Mashio, which makes Akemi inform her that Mashio's level is beyond their approach just yet and she can freely exercise. After the workout, Akemi takes Hibiki to Mashio's special protein bar, where she also informs Hibiki about the golden time, the time in which ingesting protein helps the trainee to gain more muscle mass compared to the fat, making Hibiki suggest that she knows how to get protein. Along with Akemi, Hibiki goes to a steakhouse, where Akemi is astounded by Hibiki's stupidity. On the weekend, Hibiki informs Akemi that she cannot visit the gym as she is feeling sore all over her body, which makes Akemi suggest that should go to the pool for a minimal workout. At the public pool, Akemi informs Hibiki that normal stretching is dangerous, stating that it lowers the output of exercises. However, Akemi introduces another set of stretching called dynamic stretching, which ends up tearing Hibiki's swimsuit as it was already tight for her. A few days later, Hibiki visits her friend's home to watch a movie by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is an action movie hero, and Hibiki and Ayaka are huge fans of his movies. After the movie, Ayaka's older sister Nana comes barging in and asks Ayaka's help regarding a matter, which makes Hibiki realize that Ayaka's family owns a boxing gym. Watching Ayaka's moments while training a wrestler makes Hibiki overwhelmed, while Nana informs her that their gym has raised some world champions. After the training, Ayaka shows 2 of her exercises which she follows for her flat stomach, one of them being the dragon flag and the other plank. After performing the plank, Nana asks Hibiki to use their punching bag for practice. To everyone's surprise, Hibiki smashes the punching bag in one shot, which makes Nana suggest that should score a goal for the world champion. In the halls of Koyo Girls Academy, Two teachers, Takabana Satomi and Aina Rumika, engage in a casual conversation when Satomi expresses her concern about gaining weight recently. In response, Aina suggests a solution and hands her a pamphlet advertising the Silverman Gym. Even though Satomi is reluctant at first, thinking that her students might attend the same gym, but in hopes of attaining the perfect body, Satomi decides to check out the gym after school. Upon arriving at the Silverman Gym, Satomi is surprised to find that she's not the only one from the academy there. Among the familiar faces are Hibiki and Akemi, and they engage Satomi in a friendly conversation about exercise. But Satomi struggles to grasp the fitness jargon that Akemi throws around. Just then, the charismatic Mashio introduces himself to Satomi, who mesmerizes her, and she decides to join the gym, thinking about her charming prince. Mashio then guides Satomi to a set of dumbbells for her workout and reveals his macho body, which startles Satomi. During the training session, Akemi notices a peculiar tan mark on Satomi's stomach and is tempted to tease her about it. However, Mashio steps in to prevent any embarrassment, but the misunderstanding reaches its peak. However, Satomi feels relieved that her secret about cosplaying is hidden from her students. Meanwhile, at the academy, Hibiki and her friends gather for lunch, and Hibiki's huge lunchbox startles them. Even though Hibiki reveals her dieting plan, Akemi informs her that keeping her stomach empty for a significant amount of time leads to gaining weight, as the body immediately releases insulin, and the body ends up swelling in the process. This upsets Hibiki, but Akemi provides her with an alternative diet plan called a bodybuilder diet regime and suggests that eating at intervals can help boost her metabolism. Even though Akemi's diet plan is formidable with little calorie intake, Hibiki loses hope, thinking she cannot maintain such dietary habits in which fried stuff is eliminated. Watching her friend in dismay, Akemi suggests having cheat days, which makes Hibiki head towards a restaurant to have her first cheat day before the dieting. At a local cosplay convention, Satomi decides to embrace her playful side by dressing up as a character and striking various poses. However, when she spots Hibiki and Akemi at the event, her excitement dwells and she cannot help but hide herself to avoid being spotted. Surprisingly, they don't recognize her presence, as their attention is captivated by Mashio, who is cosplaying as the Muscle King from the popular manga Lifts with the Straight Bar. Photographers rapidly switch their focus to Mashio, and he enthusiastically recreates scenes from the manga, delighting the crowd. Amusingly, Satomi remains clueless about the reference, finding herself surrounded by enthusiastic fans. As the convention concludes, exhausted Satomi heads home, but the trio finally notices her, and Hibiki playfully teases her, jokingly assuming that she must have bought some doujinshi. Back at her house, Satomi reflects on the day's events, still pondering the identity of the character Makio was cosplaying as, unaware of the Muscle King's origins. When Hibiki steps into the Silverman Gym in hopes that she will do bench press, she immediately notices Akemi gazing at the bustling training room. Mashio, the gym's instructor, explains that during prime hours of summer vacations, both regulars and newcomers flock to the gym for their workouts. With a cheerful demeanor, Mashio directs Hibiki and Akemi to give the chest press machine a try. Even though Akemi is against the idea, when Mashio explains the benefits of this exercise, Akemi decides to give it a try. As prime time winds down, an unexpected guest arrives, Ayaka. Hibiki is taken aback, assuming that Ayaka has switched gyms. However, Ayaka reveals that her gym is now accepting new members, and the Silverman Gym invited her to teach boxing classes. The following day, with enthusiasm, the trio plans to hit the gym for another workout session, but to their dismay, they find the gym doors closed. Undeterred, they explore other workout venues, only to encounter more closed doors, but Akemi comes up with a brilliant alternative: to exercise at her residence. Hibiki and Ayaka are astounded when they arrive at Akemi's mansion, where she resides with her sister as her parents are away on a trip. In their awe, Akemi uncovers a training manual authored by Azu Tashio, whose intro on the television makes it look like a horror movie. The training regime by Azu provides them with exercises that they perform at home without the machines, while a familiar face among the trainees behind Azu catches their attention as well. Eager to try new exercises, Ayaka suggests that they should try the dips, a move featured in the manual. As they engage in the exercise, Hibiki's attempt at an advanced variation goes awry, causing the chairs to break. With a touch of embarrassment, Hibiki apologizes to Akemi for the mishap, who brushes it off like it was nothing. However, at night, a commercial about antique chairs catches Hibiki's attention, making her realize their actual worth. As the summer break unfolds, the quartet decides to make the most of their time by heading to the beach while Satomi tries to hide herself from her students. However, their swimming plans are quickly dashed by a shark-related warning sign and an empty beach. Akemi offers an alternative, trying out burpees on the beach. Even though it is a hard exercise, the girl enjoys it with full enthusiasm. Building upon the creative suggestions, Ayaka proposes a beach running session. As the summer vacation comes to an end, Aina-sensei tasks the class with selecting events and student involvement for the upcoming sports day. Even though Hibiki thinks that she is off the charts, Aina decides to go for the lottery, claiming that it will give all the students a chance to take part in sports day activities. To make matters worse, Hibiki ends up getting selected for the 400 meters relay as she is not a good runner. Meanwhile, at the gym, Mashio proposes that everyone can become a runner and suggests a hamstring workout involving leg curls for Hibiki, Akemi, Ayaka, and Satomi. Even though Hibiki is not interested at first, but when it is mentioned that this exercise also helps buckle up hips, Hibiki goes into extreme training mode, until a wardrobe malfunction leaves her red-faced when Satomi, Akemi, and Ayaka notice an embarrassing tear in her shorts. The following day finds Hibiki, Akemi, and Ayaka strolling to school while Hibiki laments her sore muscles from the intense workout. As the sports day finale approaches, the relay event stands tall, with Hibiki and Akemi holding the pivotal anchor positions for their respective classes. Amid anticipation, Hibiki reminisces about Mashio's guidance on the bicycle crunch exercise and other exercises as well that she performed in hopes to win the relay race. When Hibiki's turn arrives, an unexpected misstep occurs as her classmate fumbles over the baton exchange. Unfazed, Hibiki swiftly recovers the baton and completes her leg of the race, securing a second-place finish behind Akemi. Despite the accomplishment, Satomi delivers the unfortunate news. Hibiki's class is disqualified due to her unauthorized baton retrieval. Kids, it is a lesson. Always read the rules of the games you are going to play. Back at the gym, a festive atmosphere prevails as Mashio presents raffle tickets to Hibiki, Akemi, Ayaka, and Satomi, marking the Silverman Gym's 6-month anniversary, and the celebration extends to the gym's sauna, where relaxation takes center stage. In a playful spirit, Hibiki initiates a challenge to determine the sauna's ultimate champion in terms of endurance, suggesting that the winner will get all the raffle tickets. Even though they all join the game in high spirits, thinking the first prize winner will get a trip to the US, Hibiki decides to give her all, remembering the sports day defeat. Ayaka and Akemi ultimately accept their defeat, while Satomi is turned out to be passed out for quite some time, which leads Hibiki to win the battle, and she basks in her win. However, as a delightful conclusion, Hibiki garners t-shirts as rewards from the raffle as a first prize. Thinking she isn't interested in them, Hibiki offers the shirts to Akemi, who happily takes them all. At the airport, a face emerges as Sasarutaro Shin, an immigration officer, approves the stay of a particular girl, Gina Boyd, in Japan. Meanwhile, en route to the Silverman Gym, Hibiki's eyes catch a tempting sale for a home theater system, yet her budget constraints force her to reluctantly pass it by. Once at the gym, a poster advertising an arm wrestling tournament grabs the attention of Hibiki, Akemi, and Ayaka. The prize of 100,000 yen lures them in, and Hibiki inquires about the competition from Mashio, who reveals that it's an exclusive event for gym members and suggests that they all participate as they have lesser female participants. Setting up an arm wrestling table, Mashio proceeds to explain the tournament's rules and how one should arm wrestle. In the first match, defying everyone's expectations, Hibiki effortlessly bests Ayaka, and a horrifying face makes Ayaka tremble in fear. Akemi is next in line to challenge Hibiki, but Mashio takes the spotlight instead, stepping up to challenge Hibiki. Although he showcases an obvious strength advantage and wins against Hibiki, Mashio humorously comments that he had to get a little serious to compete with Hibiki. As the tournament day dawns, Hibiki discovers that the women's division is sparsely populated, with only herself and a Russian contestant named Gina Boyd, as Akemi is homesick with fever while Ayaka and Satomi decide to not face the monster themselves. Even though Hibiki is frustrated at facing only one opponent, Ayaka encourages her, stating that she will easily win the competition, while Mashio thinks otherwise. At the table, Gina is introduced as a formidable Russian arm wrestling competitor, which worries Hibiki, but thinking about the new home theater system raises her spirit yet again. Gina is then introduced in the form of an interview in which she shares two main pointers which help arm wrestlers win the game, one of them being hook roll and the other top roll. Thinking she can easily defeat the person in front of her, Gina extends her hand and commences the game, but Hibiki surprises everyone by soundly defeating her. Days later, a twist unfolds as Gina unexpectedly transfers to Hibiki's school, driven by a vow of revenge, and the news leaves Hibiki, Akemi, and Ayaka baffled by Gina's intense determination. During class, Gina calls out Hibiki for a rematch but realizes that her nemesis is in the class next door. After that class, inquisitive Akemi queries Gina about her training experiences at the Moscow branch of the Silverman Gym, and Gina discloses her participation in sambo classes and arm wrestling as a hobby. The topic shifts to strength training, and Gina explains her engagement in kipping exercises. After school hours, Akemi invites Gina to join them at the gym, only to learn that Gina has plans to meet her host family. Night falls, and as Hibiki returns home, she notices a pair of unfamiliar shoes at the doorway. Her realization dawns: Gina is staying with her. The unexpected turn of events sets the stage for new dynamics and interactions among them. The next day, at school, Hibiki shares her astonishment with Ayaka and Gina about discovering that Gina has been staying with her. Curious about Gina's Japanese language proficiency, they learn that she acquired it by immersing herself in anime and manga. Gina's cultural insights extend beyond language as she discloses that she watched Jackie Chan movies to gain a deeper understanding of Japanese culture. After school, a surprising revelation strikes Gina that the gym is closed for the day, which makes Gina angry as she was hoping for a revenge match with Hibiki. Seizing the opportunity, Hibiki invites Akemi, Ayaka, and Gina to join her at her part-time job. Upon arrival, they're greeted by Hibiki's announcement that she works at her brother's yakiniku restaurant. Hibiki serves her friends ultimate beef BBQ while Mashio and Satomi share the caloric and protein counts of each part of beef meat. After that, during her break time, Hibiki settles down for her meal, making Gina observe her, thinking she might gain some insight about her monstrous powers. Meanwhile, Ayaka informs Gina that Hibiki is just a foodie who loves to eat a lot, shattering her image of Hibiki. After that, as Hibiki's break comes to an end, she complains about gym and food expenses, which makes Akemi suggest that she can ask the school to fulfill her gym expenses. She advises Hibiki to leverage her sister's position as the school's chairman to potentially have her gym costs covered, as her sister is of the view that students should exercise daily. This news makes Hibiki extremely delighted, thinking that she can now spend more money on food. The following day, while Satomi conducts her class, a realization dawns upon Gina that Satomi is the renowned cosplayer Yuria Riko. This newfound connection leads Gina to confront Satomi, who begs Gina not to disclose her true identity as a cosplayer. However, Satomi now has to cosplay according to Gina's demand, while others think of it as a coincidence that Gina and Satomi are absent at the same time from the gym. Meanwhile, a novel idea takes root within Gina, who proposes a jog to Akihabara, revealing her aspiration to form an idol group. When Satomi inquires about the motive, Gina's plan emerges that she intends to create an idol group. An eventful idol audition ensues, where the director Desire Kutaro thinks about the lame performances of the participants and desires to see something extraordinary on the stage. His desire comes true in the presence of Hibiki, Akemi, Ayaka, Gina, and Satomi, who is hiding her face behind a mask. Despite their captivating performance, which includes a standout moment of Satomi executing a deadlift, while a mystery man informs Dare about the deadlift, they fail to secure a spot. The audition's director, Dare, bemoans the lackluster nature of the proceedings, only to witness the dynamic performance of the group. Although they don't cut, their spirited effort leaves an ineradicable mark on the event. Within the teacher's lounge, Aina and Kura-sensei approach Satomi, inquiring if she'll be joining them for their evening plans. Regretfully, Satomi declines, citing prior commitments. After she departs, curiosity piques Aina's interest as she notices Satomi's Silverman Gym card, prompting them to speculate on her recent busyness. Their curiosity leads them to the gym, where they coincidentally encounter Satomi and their students. With Mashio's introduction, Aina speculates that Satomi is part of the group because of Amichio's good looks. After that, when Mashio asks about Aina's dilemma regarding her exercises, Mashio introduces another type of exercise called bend exercise to the group, which can help strengthen their abdominal muscles and in return can potentially give them a flat stomach. After that, the group delves into a side bend exercise under his guidance, while Kura's extreme exercise surprises everyone. After the session concludes, Aina and Kura-sensei make their way home. In November, the second-year students of Koyo Girls Academy embark on a mountain hiking field trip where Kura-sensei frightens the students with the horror stories of the mountain. Amid the hike, as Kura-sensei walks in front of the group, Hibiki and the others fall behind, making Kira-sensei impart valuable techniques and exercises relevant to hiking. This explanation fuels the enthusiasm of Hibiki, Akemi, Ayaka, Satomi, and Aina, who finally feel better by working on Kira-sensei's techniques. However, the trio of Hibiki, Satomi, and Aina inadvertently falls behind the group, taking the wrong trail, and at the mountain's summit, Ayaka realizes their absence. On the opposite side of the mountain, Hibiki, Satomi, and Aina grapple with a mix of panic and confusion as they acknowledge their predicament that they are lost. Even though Satomi thinks that she is the one panicking more, Hibiki and Aina's situation proves her wrong, as they delve into righting their will before leaving the world in such a situation. Gradually regaining composure, Satomi spots a tree, offering a glimmer of hope as she outlines techniques for tree and rope climbing, and they try to climb the tree. Amidst their arboreal adventure, Kira-sensei pieces together their location, recognizing that the trio has ventured into the mountain's athletic area. Meanwhile, an air of mystery is introduced as an enigmatic man instructs his secretary to arrange a trip to Japan. Upon his arrival in Japan, the presence of an enigmatic man causes tremors in Shin's body while the man bids farewell to his secretary, entrusting him with competition preparations. Meanwhile, within the Silverman Gym's premises, Mashio steers Hibiki, Akemi, Ayaka, Satomi, and Gina toward attempting back extensions that train their back muscles into shape. After that, Ayaka informs Satomi that Mashio learned and practiced muscle theory overseas, which astounds her. In a sudden shift, Mashio senses an overpowering aura, which emanates from none other than the enigmatic figure, the renowned movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ayaka and Hibiki cannot help but mesmerize their favorite hero while explaining to others about his famous movies, which leads Satomi to another movie star, making Ayaka and Hibiki angry. The veil of mystery unravels as Arnold's true identity comes to light when Akemi asks about the actor from Mashio, who reveals that Arnold was his mentor during his time studying in the United States. When questioned about their connection, Mashio recounts Arnold's pivotal role in his journey as a muscle enthusiast. However, their connection was lost when Arnold accidentally threw his phone in a lake while Mashio destroyed it while performing his muscle exercises. Yet, Arnold's recent discovery of Mashio's whereabouts prompts his unexpected appearance in Japan. Arnold came with a goal in mind to test out Mashio's strength. Arnold gives Mashio a hand grip, who crushes it in mere seconds. Meanwhile, Ayaka informs about the pros and cons of using a hand grip as it helps bodybuilders to build their forearms. After that, Arnold extends an invitation to Mashio to participate in a bodybuilding competition he is sponsoring. The next day, the girls, along with Arnold, grace the bodybuilding competition's VIP section. Arnold provides an overview of the competition's rules, stating that the bodybuilder shows off their muscle and their unique shape and pose to impress the audience. Even though Arnold makes no sense to most of them, Hibiki and Akemi enjoy the macho parade with all their hearts. During Mashio's turn, he strikes a pose of unparalleled power, leaving his competitors in awe, and they surrender in front of an overwhelming power emitted by Mashio's muscle. Arnold congratulates Mashio on his resounding victory, unveiling the competition as a test. In an unexpected twist, he extends an invitation for Mashio to compete against him in Las Vegas. However, Mashio expresses uncertainty about participating due to his professional commitments. At the gym, a new presence enters the scene, Arnold's secretary named Jason Escafam. With an introduction, he reveals his role in supporting Mashio's training in Japan, following Arnold's directive. Amid the festive Christmas atmosphere in town, Hibiki, Akemi, Ayaka, and Gina gather together, immersed in the holiday spirit. However, a tinge of melancholy creeps in as they realize that they don't have boyfriends to share the season with. The gym setting becomes an attempt to uplift their spirits, as Mashio and Satomi work to bring back their cheer, yet having no boyfriend makes things worse. In a surprising turn, Mashio reveals plans for a Christmas party at the gym, making Ayaka suggest that Hibiki is still out of shape. Amid their training routine, Mashio guides them through skull crushers, which can be used to train their triceps. During an attempt, Hibiki's enthusiasm takes a comical turn when the bar lands on her head, yielding a lighthearted moment. The gym's Christmas celebration unfolds, and the girls revel in the joy of the occasion with cosplay attire, with Satomi taking the spotlight by her close-fitting costume. All of the girls then engage in their mission to attain a boyfriend with no success. However, the festive atmosphere takes an exciting turn when Mashio announces a raffle contest with an enticing prize: 2 tickets to Tochigi Destiny Land. Amid Mashio's dynamic posing, Akemi sheds light on the disguised training inherent in his actions, suggesting that these moments cause tension among muscles, helping them with their growth. After that, the lucky winner of the raffle is revealed to be Satomi, but a photo with the boys makes her realize that all of them are machos. After the event, Satomi complains about her busy schedule, suggesting that she cannot utilize the prize, while Akemi asks her to give the tickets to her. When questioned, Akemi discloses that she'll be attending the event with none other than Mashio himself, which startles all the girls. At Tochigi Destiny Land, the group of friends, Hibiki, Gina, and Satomi in school uniform follow in the footsteps of Akemi and Mashio as they indulge themselves in riding different rides. However, when Akemi and Mashio go inside a tent, Gina and Hibiki follow them inside, thinking they might be doing something lewd. To their surprise, an unexpected revelation surfaces. Akemi and Mashio intend to participate in a cosplay event. In a moment of camaraderie, Mashio takes the opportunity to delve into fitness talk, discussing the incline bench press. Meanwhile, a separate escapade unfolds as a coincidental encounter brings Satomi face to face with Aina, both decked out in school uniforms. Their shared predicament evokes a mixture of surprise and chagrin, yet they decide to keep this a secret. On the night of New Year's Eve, Hibiki and Gina find themselves at home watching shows when Akemi and Ayaka unexpectedly arrive. Meanwhile, Satomi and Aina partake in a festive drinking gathering at Satomi's residence, enjoying their single life. As the night unfolds, Hibiki, Akemi, Ayaka, and Gina embark on an impromptu outing, opting to visit a shrine. Upon arrival, Akemi unveils an intriguing fact. The shrine holds reverence for the muscle god, while Hibiki also watches some macho men preparing for their trip towards the shrine. Meanwhile, Gina mentions that the muscle god also hears wishes about finding love, which ultimately motivates Hibiki to go on with the journey. Expanding the fitness theme, Ayaka shares insights about stair climbing as they ascend. Reaching the pinnacle, a surprising revelation awaits them. The shrine is owned by none other than Mashio's family, with Mashio himself assuming the role of a priest during the holiday season. Mashio, being the shrine supervisor, startles the girls, and they cannot help but delve into their regret for not finding the love god who can grant their wishes for youth romance. The subsequent day finds the girls gathering to talk about what they should do during the winter holidays, and their search brings them across an empty park, which utterly disappoints Gina, who is a park enthusiast. Adapting to the situation, Akemi delves into her training manual by Azu, and suggests an isometric workout that involves different exercises without the use of any machines. In the course of their activities, Gina introduces the idea of participating in a hidden talent showcase, while the people around the neighborhood eye the girls down for their suspicious activities. Meanwhile, a sudden shrill makes Satomi realize that her new year isn't going to be the same, as something conspicuous is going to happen. The occasion of the talent show arrives, and Dare voices dissatisfaction over the perceived mediocrity of the performances, but the atmosphere shifts as the girls take the stage along with Satomi. Meanwhile, Mashio informs Dare about the hardship of performing wrestler's bridge, stating it's not a layman's job. To everyone's surprise, the unexpected act captivates the audience, elevating the talent show's ratings. The next day, Dare ordered by his superiors to find the girls for the next play. Thinking of it as a hassle, he crosses paths with Jason, who hands him a flyer promoting an upcoming trip sponsored by Silverman Gym. Within the confines of Silverman Gym, Mashio imparts exciting news to Hibiki and Akemi that the gym is orchestrating a spring break trip to Meat Island, also called Nikanashima Island. He further discloses that, excluding Jason, everyone is included in the plan, which also involves all the teachers and Ayaka's older sister as well. Initial hesitations arise from Hibiki and Akemi, stating that they have work related to school and a part-time job, until a pivotal detail surfaces: the prospect of the Mr. Meat Island contest. Hibiki is also turned into a macho enthusiast. With this enticing incentive, their enthusiasm grows and they decide to accompany everyone. Meanwhile, a clandestine twist unfolds, revealing Jason and Dare's surveillance efforts directed at the gym, especially at the girls. Upon reaching Meat Island, the group relishes the pleasure of their surroundings. Amid the enjoyment, Mashio makes an appearance, accompanied by a melon, and when the notion of a melon bash emerges, Mashio introduces the shrug exercise. Meanwhile, Ayaka waits to eat the melon. As the day progresses, Hibiki, Akemi, Ayaka, and Gina venture into the Miss Meat Island contest. Throughout the event, Akemi showcases her strength through handstand push-ups, allowing Mashio to elaborate on push-ups. Hibiki, in her turn, demonstrates her striking prowess at the punching bag. The results reveal a tie for first place, prompting a bench press showdown. Ultimately, due to Hibiki's intense hunger, Akemi emerges as the victor. As events unfold, Jason and Dare encounter a mishap at sea. Their boat broke down and now they are stranded in the ocean. On the beach, a reflective conversation unfolds between Hibiki and Akemi, centered around their growth attributed to dedicated training. Hibiki reveals that her time with Akemi has helped her grow a lot during the last few months, and she is grateful to meet a partner like Akemi. Meanwhile, Akemi also shares that she is indebted to Hibiki as she made a lot of friends because of her. Their discussion is punctuated by the unexpected arrival of Harnold, who rescues Jason and Desire from their impending deaths. Following this, a moment of personal triumph transpires as Hibiki steps on the scale, and the revelation of her weight triggers an elated response, leaving her in an uplifted state. That's all for today. If you enjoyed our video, do give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content.